everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what's up, people? How's everyone doing? Oh, we went straight to full cam. All right, never mind. I guess we'll stay at full cam. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode. Don't want to keep going back and forth on the cameras, but I do have this one, so I can kind of still come into full screen. How you guys doing over here? But we'll go right back to the smaller screen. I guess since we're here, let's just dive in. Lots to talk about. Lots of movers on the day today. Bitcoin having a pretty good rally to the upside, taking a peekaboo above the previous all-time high, taking MSTR to $450. So monster moves across the board. Coinbase, MSTR, IBIT, you name it. You know, if you can think about a cryptocurrency stock, you name it, there is one, and they are all making some insane moves at the moment. BKKT one was moving last night into the close and all the way into the after hours off the news that Trump media might buy them out. So lots of cryptocurrency hype, lots of cryptocurrency news. Along with that, we got C3 AI moved today to the upside quite well off of the apparent partnership with where is this page? There we go. Let's go to center point. Apparent partnership with Microsoft. Obviously, Microsoft had a partnership previously with OpenAI. Now they're just expanding their partnership with the you know, in the AI realm now with C3 AI. So AI popped up about 24% today. A bunch of other stocks over here. SMCI, MSTR, already mentioned that one. Nvidia getting some price targets later on in the day based off of you know, the potential report tomorrow coming out. So Nvidia went up 4% today later on. VRT, I saw the stock pretty late, but up 14% on the day. So monster moves into a 52-week high if I remember correctly. So we'll go take a look at that one on the watch list too. Sim reported earnings. We talked about that last night. That gave you some opportunities to trade it. DXYZ was up 24%, but after hours, due to a little bit of a failure, or I shouldn't say failure, but lack of expectation. So what was expected from SpaceX did not play out, and DXYZ took a little bit of a nosedive in the after hours, so potentially some trading opportunities over there on that stock. And then obviously some earnings names tomorrow pre-market. We have NIO, Target, Zim, TJ Maxx, so some other names over here to potentially keep an eye on. Zim, highly shorted name, back and forth, very volatile also. If you just quickly go ahead over to Zim over here, you can see how volatile it was recently too. It broke the most recent barrier, then got slammed back down, then it got right back up to the north side, which is beautiful to watch it go right back up right now. So you know, gave you another opportunity to buy the dips if you were interested in it. And they report tomorrow pre-market with about, if I remember correctly, 22% short flow. Might have gone lower now. Now it's at 12% short flow, so a lot lower than what we remember seeing it for ZIM, but still pretty decent. You know, 12.8% short flow for a 99 million shares share float company. So potential some more fireworks come into play off of this earnings report, as it seems to be on a little bit of a trajectory back to saving itself. Not sure how Zim is getting hurt. You know, it's one of the biggest, or at least I think it's one of the biggest shipping container companies. You see it everywhere. Not sure how these guys are going bankrupt, or we're on the verge of bankruptcy, or don't make any money. I just don't understand it. You see their name everywhere. But tomorrow pre-market, this one will be interesting. Let's start off with at the top of the watch list. There's no real names that reported today after hours that I'm interested in. I'll show you the earnings board here real quick. We do have Lazy Boy, maybe Keysight Technologies, Keys, because Keys open doors. Maybe we'll actually take a look at Keys. Lazy Boy didn't really make a move at all in the after hours. LZB, that should be Lazy Boy. Yeah, Lazy Boy didn't really move at all in the after hours. Kind of had a little bit back and forth with some light volume. So not interested in that. But Keys, okay. Keys is previously a stock that I remember trading, I think, exactly off of its last earnings report. So this one will be interesting. I don't have this one on the watch list, so let me just quickly add this one on the watch list for myself. KEYS. What is the ATR for this stock? KEYS. ATR is 3.71. All right, so that's good. Let's get some elevated ATR action, more volume, higher R vol based on this earnings report. I'm gonna delete all my drawings real quick, go back into the 5-minute chart, throw the earnings anchored VWAP again, and then now go back into the daily chart and then quickly map out that little resistance area where the stock has previously found a little bit of barriers into, and then the most recent high where we got really slammed back down from. So watching this 166.28, I guess it's already marked up for me. Seems to be last week's high. I'm guessing that was last week's high, 166.28. And with the way the stock moved, hopefully we're all the way back into that last week's high. Looks like we are actually right around the last week's high over here, which is, you know, kind of what I want to see, exactly what I want to see. So now you're back into this whole range of testing where the stock could potentially find some buying. So whatever this low end price is, apparently 162.50, and this high end price of $166, you got this whole box where the stock can potentially find some buying in. If you're looking to short, you want to you know, maybe look for selling to come under 162.50, then only look for a short. And if you want to look for a buying or a long, you can look for a long, I would say, through 162.50 all the way up to 166. Maybe not all the way up to 166, but if the stock dips off the open, right? Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. If the stock dips off the open and gives you an easy buy opportunity off of this area, I think you got an easy long over there. If you miss the long in this area, or the stock doesn't even give you the opportunity with the dip buy into that area, let's say the stock is actually opening somewhere higher in this zone, and then you get a dip buy into last week's high, that's also an easy long opportunity in my opinion. So as long as you get a dip buy into here, or a dip buy into that 162.50, 50. You can look for how the chart pattern set up on the stock keys. Previously, from its last earnings report, if I remember correctly, it had a monster move to the upside also. Let me just zoom out real quick and see if I'm right about that. Yeah, I mean, I remember the stock going insane, not just for one day, but the next few days in a row. Yeah, so this one will be for sure a high priority of names for me to keep an eye on. Thank God I went through the earnings board one more time. Let's take a look at the earnings report real quick on this company. Reported fourth quarter results, revenue 1.29 billion versus 1.26. Estimates or EPS 1.65 versus 1.57. Cash flow was 359 million versus 378 million, a little bit lower. The company generated 328 million, down from 340 million, so generated less free cash flow. Company had 1.8 billion in cash and cash equivalents as of October 31st. Outlook, Keysight expects first quarter revenue to be in the range of 1.265 billion to 1.285. The company expects first quarter adjusted earnings to be between 1.65 to 1.71. So I'm just comparing it quarter to quarter, kind of in line in quarter to quarter scale if you look at it. But the fact that, well, what is the revenue from same period last year? I want to see that. Do we have to do a little bit of a research to see, are they actually growing year over year? I guess we're gonna have to do that. So go head over to stockanalysis.com, type in keys and financials quarterly. We're looking for, is this the most recent? September 30th. Yeah. Okay, no, that's not the most recent. What? Oh, this is a completely different company. Lol. Completely different company. Lol. Is this today? No. Okay. So we're looking for Q4 2023. No. We're looking for Q1 2024. Q1 2024, and we're comparing it with the estimates. So Q1 2024 revenue 1.259. They're expecting 1.265 to 1.285. And that looks to be very slight growth. Very, very slight growth. And if we actually compare this current report, which is this the same number? 1.287. I guess this should be that exact same number. Q4 2024 Q4 report, that looks like the exact same number. And if you see, year over year revenue is actually down by 1.8%. So let's look for Q4 2023. 1.311 billion was the revenue, and now they just reported 1.29 billion. So missing on revenue, missing on, well, I shouldn't say miss, their revenue is declining. Their revenue for quarter over quarter is also going to be most likely declining / be in line, but they are beating estimates. So I'm not sure how you can look at it. This is a classic case of, I'm an analyst and I'm not an analyst, I'm a day trader. Classic case of, I'm not an analyst, I'm a day trader. We saw the numbers. Based off the numbers, they're not growing, right? And if you're not growing, why would an investor want to buy the company? Yeah, they're making $1.65 per quarter, which is actually not bad. They're profitable, they're making money. How expensive is the company? Let's go check the PE ratio for the company. 29. I was gonna expect a lot higher PE ratio for this stock with the price that it's at. So the fact that it's not in the red PE and it's not like, ridiculous Carvana CVNA, which is what, 29,000 PE, PE ratios. So you know, maybe it's something that people want to invest in. So if they want to invest a number like that, who am I to stop them? All I care about is if there's a day trading opportunity. So I'm not going to short it until the stock gets below 162.50. But just looking at the numbers, you know, declining revenue, not looking so hot. But if buyers do step up in this zone, I'm interested to look for that long. Pretty easy trade if you ask me. No reason to kind of complicate that trade for yourself. All right. Let's go to C3AI. So this one had a monster move today to the upside. Shout out to C3AI and Microsoft partnership. C3AI actually going into a little bit of a breakout possible potential level and a breakout territory. So here's that move. Maybe I want to even put in an anchored VWAP from that very move begin. Put in MSFT partnership news as the anchored VWAP. That's basically today's VWAP, but you know, since anchored VWAPs keep moving automatically, that one will stay permanently, and I don't have to worry about it when we're like, oh my god, I forgot what day it was. Now I know exactly what day it is. C3AI moving back into a beautiful resistance area. Previous, you know, you could say where the downtrend kind of began. The stock was on a pretty good reversal, and then the downtrend got kickstarted again from that very high point of $33.11. And you know, now that you saw the monster trajectory the stock was on today, just straight choo-choo all the way to the upside. There was a point where I was thinking about shorting the stock, and I said, nope, let's wait for let's wait for $33. And even if you waited for $33, the most you would have got out of it is maybe you know, 70 cents per share. So it never really broke 21 EMA, never really went back to VWAP. So very strong buying coming in off of that partnership news. At this point now, you're basically looking as their continuation of this move. Is the stock getting bought off of today's VWAP? Is the stock getting bought up above today's high, above this previous peak high of 33? So today's high, 33.50. That previous peak high of $33. I'm gonna use that whole zone, whole area as a zone to keep an eye out for. Today's VWAP on the daily chart, it's currently at $31.25. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. That's coming in at $31.50. So I'm gonna say $31.50 to 31. What was it? $31.25 on the. I'm gonna mark that bad boy up real quick for myself. Right there, 30.80. I'm gonna go back to the daily chart. Today's VWAP on the daily chart, 31.25. So 31.50 to 31.25. Below that, we have that little marker that I just put up at 30.84. So I'm just gonna say 30.85 to just round it up nice and easy. So those two levels to the downside, I'm gonna be watching if I can get an easy dip buy long opportunity. I might even just park my stink bid, as they say, a stink bid. Just park a stink bid at that dip low. Diplo. Shout out to Diplo. I love the artist Diplo. For anyone who listens to EDM music, Major Lazer or anything, shout out to Diplo. So if I can just park and order it in that dip low, I'll be looking to see if the stock can open up and just kind of do a quick little boom, straight dip and then rise right back to the upside, kind of like what Robinhood did today. If you guys took my advice from last night's stream on Robinhood, I said Robinhood looking like a buy anywhere from $34 to $35. If the stock can hold up above 35 and look strong above 35, it's got a potential move to the north side. It did that exactly. So it opened, ran into 34, and then ripped off of 34 in the very same minute. Then the next couple hours, it just, you know, teetered around 35. It just kind of went back and forth around 35, and then eventually made the rip into $36.32. Shout out to Robinhood, looking like it wants to continue that bullish move to the upside. This stock is looking like one of those, I don't want to say Kolamagi setup, but based on what little research I did about Kolamagi's breakout research and breakout scanner, I found Robinhood on his scanner, or at least a scanner that I thought it's set up accordingly to the plan. Robinhood showed up on that scanner, breaking out above it, taking a new 52-week high, and then bringing in momentum above the previous high, and then taking out today's high. So all things looking good over here on Robinhood. So 34, 35, continue to look for dip buy opportunities in those areas as the buyer is currently there. I want to head over to SMCI. SMCI, obviously very important name. Big move to the upside today. Was looking for a short opportunity at 30, but it was too late in the day once it got to 30. Oh, actually, it got to 30 pretty decent. I guess it didn't really get to 30. 29.50 is all it got to. I guess you could have gotten off of 29.50. I stopped watching it pretty early in the day because I was like, okay, this one is not going to go to 30. I'm not going to care about it. There's other stocks I'm going to care about. I actually traded Grab, which was a very easy long. I mentioned this one to you guys yesterday too. If Grab holds above $5, look for this stock to start accelerating to the north side, and this one did exactly that. Held above 5 and just started accelerating, bringing in more volume than yesterday. Very easy trade. Gave you more than 17 cents, which was its ATR last night. Today, Grab's ATR now is 21 cents. So look at the range over here. It gave you, I was long $5. I got out into 5.40. I basically got 40 cents per share on Grab. So shout out to Grab, looking to see if this one can, maybe potentially having an inside day tomorrow. I'm expecting the stock to have an inside day tomorrow, but if it doesn't have an inside day, maybe some opportunities open up on this name also. Quickly want to go over some of the other stocks that I found on that scan. ACHR, okay, GLUE, I guess not really there. LMND breaking out and running to the north side at the moment, so potentially keeping more eyes on LMND. Let me just delete all those drawings and then put in the marker over there. Today's VWAP, today's high, the previous consolidation high, all these levels are going to be very important on names like this. So LMND, where's my watch list? LMND 35 as a support. Above 35, you're potentially watching for today's VWAP to see how that reacts. Apparently today's VWAP on the daily chart is at $38.22. Let's go to the 5-minute chart and see where today's VWAP lands around. It's around $39, 39 to 38.22 apparently. The 5-minute close is kind of usually what you can use if you're looking at today's VWAP, but today's VWAP is way too close to that $40 level for me to think that we're gonna bounce off of that cleanly. If you look at this little area right here, 37.88, which is kind of into that $38 area, I think that is where your stink bid could be. If you can find a long into 37.88, 38.20 in that pocket of opportunity, then there could be a potential long that sets up. I'm gonna put in actually 37.50 to 38 to see if I can find a quick little buying opportunity on LMND. I'm gonna wait for exactly what setup I'm looking for right here. I'm looking for the stock to continue ripping to the downside off the open, each 2-minute candle having a lower low and a lower high, lower low and a lower high. But then as we get into this area, I'm looking for the previous 2-minute candle high to break. And once that previous 2-minute candle high breaks, I'm looking to get back long and see if the stock can start getting a move back into yesterday's VWAP, or even a move above yesterday's VWAP, a red to green move all the way back into today's high, because this is a pretty crazy expansive move to the north side. A lot of buyers coming into play today. A lot of names: ACHR, GRAB, GLUE, even Reddit potentially getting ready for a breakout over here, especially with how the market's set up at the moment. The market having a pretty good bullish reversal move after the recent sell-off opportunity. You have so many stocks setting up for some sort of a trade over here, so you might want to set up your alerts and be ready for whichever one gets set up and bring some volume behind it. We've seen how volatile Reddit can be on a breakout, on a move to the north side. If it's on a mission to go north, Reddit has been on an absolute charge, so watch out for Reddit above 139. It might just want to go into 150 area. A lot of stocks are going insane at the moment, so this is one to keep an eye on. Palantir making a move right back up to the north side, still holding 58.50. As I said yesterday, I don't expect 58.50 to break, but if it does, I'll be ready to short it. Usually when anchored VWAPs are still on a slope, that's still indicating that buyers are still in this area. Once anchored VWAPs start flattening out, then you can be like, aha, it's time to look for that short. It's time to hammer the short when it sets up. So Palantir still not there yet, but that means Palantir potentially getting ready to break 66 and really trap some shorts. Affirm continuing its squeeze up to the north side. This one was also called out on yesterday's stream. Look for the buying opportunity in front of $60, and literally 59.89 was the low a day. 59.89, it triggered some stops and then it ran up to $64. So Affirm, day 2 today, potential day 3 tomorrow. This one's a high priority name without a doubt. Watching Affirm. Robinhood potentially going down in priority, but you can put this one in the same scale as some of the other stocks such as LMND and Affirm. It's breaking out, it's going back higher with the market having a good reversal day. These stocks are showing some momentum behind it, but Robinhood, only 0.69%. It's like, oh, come on, do we really care about it? As long as the setup is there, maybe we will care about Robinhood a little bit, but that's all that matters, right? The setup needs to be there. Walmart reported earnings today pre-market, broke out to a new all-time high and then basically close the gap into the previous all-time high, which is a slight consolidation. You can see about 1 week's worth of consolidation into the previous all-time high, and we're basically breaking out above the previous all-time high at this point. As long as Walmart stays above 86, I think it's a no-brainer long, but once Walmart gets back below 85.79, 85.80, I think you can then look for a potential short. But even then, what are you really expecting for it to go back into $84 from 85? Like, really, is that fun for us? No. So I'm only looking for a long on Walmart on dips as long as we stay above 86 on WMT. FUTU started off with what looked to be a pretty decent bullish move originally in the pre-market, but that got absolutely slammed back down and rejected, and the stock pushing right into what is a wonderful level to play off of. So this one is a must watch, must keep an eye on level on FUTU. $86.50, $86.41. Keep an eye on this one, because once we do break below here and show weakness and show a lack of strength, oversupply and lack of demand on FUTU, this one's got a potential to the downside. But if we keep holding this area, then a potential bounce back to the north side from this area, giving you an easy long again. But with how the stock set up today, I am expecting that seller to be weak. This could be looked as a bouncy ball setup on the 5-minute chart going into tonight's close. So tomorrow in pre-market, we could potentially break this level and be weak below this level, or right off the open, the bouncy ball setup could set up in a way where we break below 86.50 and really crash below 86.50, or it just actually holds 86.50 and goes right back up. So there's two very easy setups over here that I can watch for. Hopefully it doesn't break 86.50 in pre-market. I'm praying to God it doesn't break that level in pre-market, but if it does break that level, any pops and rejects below 86.50 is an easy short to keep an eye on FUTU. Ion Q, reversal right back up. Like I said, you know, you want to be careful shorting this stock. The stock is very volatile, all over the place. One day it looks like the shorts are winning, the next day the shorts are all burnt. So it's a pretty tricky name to keep an eye on. If you want to scalp that name, I think it's a perfect you know, maybe not even sometimes it's so crazy, this name. I just don't like trading names like this at the moment until the pattern really clears up. So if it can get above, you know, 29.50 and stay above 29.50, then I'll care about it. If it goes into 21.50, then I'll care about it. In these ranges at the moment, I'm not really too interested for Ion Q, and I don't think 29.50 comes into play anytime soon anyways. BKKT, did I talk about that one? This one got below 30, but still hanging pretty well around $30. So might have more juice behind it, especially with cryptocurrencies, aka Bitcoin, hanging out into this beautiful pizza slice pattern, potential breakout pattern to the north side. You know, Michael Saylor, what can we say? Buys the top, and then strokes his ego by watching his stock price go up, and then when the stock price goes down, he cries about how Bitcoin is not being treated right. I don't understand Michael Saylor sometimes. But, you know, when it goes up, we call them poor. So shout out to Michael Saylor at the moment. You know, he clearly made the right gamble, the right bet with this company money. You know, the investors are very happy with what he's doing apparently. Yeah, monster moves on MSTR. This one, I am not looking for a long. Let me be honest with you. I am not looking for a long on MSTR. The stock looks absolutely insane. It looks crazy. This is what is called a classic parabolic move to the north side. This is what you would look for a short. This is what you would look to short on some sort of a failure to follow through, and then look for a short back to the downside as an intraday trade. That trade could also set up for a multi-week short, as this could end up being the top. I'm not saying this is the top, but when the top shows up and the stock starts to roll back to the downside, that's going to put a multi-week, multi-month top on the stock, where people are going to load up on the shorts. And I hope I'm wrong, because I know a lot of my friends, Dieter, Angry Buddha, are actually ridiculously long MSTR. I hope I'm wrong, because then those shorts all get blown out and the stock makes another big run up to the north side. So the higher the stock goes, the juicier the short setup is at the moment. And I think all thing just kind of depends on what Bitcoin does at the moment. As Bitcoin you know, makes that little bit of a rally towards all-time high today, MSTR leached off of that catalyst. Coinbase leached off of that catalyst. Coinbase looking like it wants to break out of the inside day candle 330 and then potentially go to 335, maybe even higher than 335 for an even bigger move. So you're watching Coinbase 330 breakout, then you're watching Coinbase 335 breakout. It's a nice little inside day potential 3-bar breakout coming into 330. Is that exactly 330? 329.59. So let's just say 330 breakout into 335 breakout. Oh boy, let's see if Bitcoin takes out the high and then Coinbase takes out this. Now I know people are gonna say, weren't you saying that this is the #1 name to go short if you're looking for a short in the cryptocurrency basket? Yes, and I still stick with that name or the idea because of how bad the earnings report was. But right now, when the whole game is just buy cryptocurrency companies, buy Bitcoin companies, even companies such as Rumble saying, hey, should we potentially put cryptocurrencies in our books? That launched this stock to the north side about 8%, 9% today. So insane moves. These are the type of catalysts that used to take place in 2021, 2020. So we're seeing those days coming back into play. We're so back, ladies and gentlemen. We're so back. So if that's the case, Coinbase potentially getting ready for another monster move. 3-bar breakout above 330 to 335, and then breakout above 335, even bigger move. If it doesn't break out above 335, you want to potentially say no thank you and back out a little bit. Let's go see where Coinbase is compared to the 5-day moving average. Holy shit. Whoa, we got so many patterns here. Let's turn off the patterns a little. Patterns are going batshit crazy. Where's the 5-day moving average? Okay, so that's actually the VWAP. Never mind. This is yesterday's VWAP. This is the 5-day moving average. Very close to the 5-day moving average. So potentially a dip buy and then a breakout into 330 on Coinbase, or a reject of 330 for a potential short, or a reject of 335 for a potential short. Hello, internet? My internet crash? Looks like I'm back. Think I'm back? All good? Okay, yeah, because my internet was lagging. So I thought Nvidia moved into its all-time high, but I'm wrong by saying that. Do I not have lines on Nvidia? Really? Who deleted my lines on Nvidia? Whatever. But okay, Nvidia getting, you can see how beautiful the all-time high consolidation is on Nvidia. So if we can actually break out of that 150 tomorrow, and on the anticipation of the earnings report, or my internet really taking a beating over here, right? Looks like Alex Jones really did not like me using his using his image as a thumbnail. You know, people are DDoSing me now because I used Alex Jones thumbnail. Looks like I'm back live now, but yeah, looks like my internet's getting DDoSed a little bit for using Alex Jones thumbnail. That's hilarious if that's true. I hope it's not true. My internet just sucks dick sometimes, man. I can't help it. I can't help it. I pay for 1 gig. I do all kinds of, you know, prayers to my internet, but it never wants to help me. Anyways, Nvidia watching how it sets up going into 150. Tesla potentially looking for the very same breakout setup on Tesla above 350 to the north side. This very same setup, meaning Coinbase setup. So very same setup in terms of Coinbase on Tesla. If it can break out above 350 for a nice move to the north side. VRT had a monster move today. Big move on VRT. So you're watching how today's VWAP, previous consolidation high 130, all these levels come into play for potential dip buy opportunity. So VWAP apparently 135 on the daily chart. VWAP on the 5-minute chart also at 135.43. This stock could very easily do what I talk about very often. We're losing internet again. Oh my god, we're losing internet again. Alright, I apologize for all the laggy connections, guys. I'm not sure what actually it is. Look, it could actually be the deep space, the deep web DDoSing me for using Alex Jones. I apologize. I really do. Please don't DDoS me. I'm only using Alex Jones because I love him, and I love seeing him fearmonger on Twitter every single day, talking about World War III and Russia threatens imminent war and so on. I love watching these titles over here on Alex Jones, man. I love Alex Jones. Look, I follow Alex Jones, okay? Look, I'm following Alex Jones. I don't not follow Alex Jones. I love him. So come on, stop DDoSing me. 2.6 million viewers. Holy golly. Okay, Alex Jones, putting in the hard work over there. He is blowing up now on X.com. Let's go. VRT. Let's talk about VRT real quick before my internet cuts out. Looking for the pre-market, sorry, not pre-market. Looking for the dip low. Looking for the the dip low into VWAP, looking to see how today's high reacts on VRT. App Lovin getting a nice little move up past this previous resistance. There's so many stocks over here that look like this, ladies and gentlemen. So very good trades to keep an eye on, in my opinion. 302.55 for a dip. Today's VWAP around 312 for a dip. 313, probably 315. Where's today's VWAP on this name? Today's VWAP coming in at 311. So 311 for some sort of a dip, and then 302 for another dip opportunity on APP. SYM. Not sure what I want to do with SYM. ACHR, small cap company, I think. Not sure what I want to do. Oh, aerospace and defense company. Okay, I guess this one got aggravated a little bit and went up to the north side. LMT didn't really go up. RTX didn't go up either. I was expecting them to go up because of the war tensions with Russia, with Ukraine, with Biden trying to screw up everything before Trump gets in power. So all kinds of crazy things happening at the moment. Hopefully, you know, things don't end up that way, and people have a little bit of common sense and not fuck the world up a little bit. I'm only saying that because I'm just now getting good at trading. I don't want to see the world getting nuked all over the place. A little selfish, obviously. But hey, coming back to talking about the amount of opportunity setting up for tomorrow / rest of the week / the next week and so on. Keep an eye for some of these names that we just mentioned for you guys. You know, VRT, Tesla, Nvidia, Coinbase, MSTR, ACHR, Grab, Glue, APP. There's so many of them. I mean, there's actually a pretty good watch list over here made by someone that I follow and I respect a lot. He's actually even looking at Datadog. Datadog looks like a pretty good breakout level. This is a daily breakout level on Datadog. So let me just quickly delete all my lines here on Datadog. And if you can see this little daily breakout level right there, potentially taking into a little bit of another resistance zone of 140. If we can start clearing 133 to 135 area and start holding above that, potentially going into 140. But this one, you can see how you know, the liquidity looks trash. It looks like we whip back and forth pretty hard on this name. But one thing that I really like seeing is the moving averages are all right into $120. So there's a lot of reason for buying to potentially be in this area. And if buying is in this area, then sellers in this area should be careful. And if sellers in this area are careful / not existing, the next move is to price discover where the sellers are. Where is the supply, as the demand is currently outweighing the supply. So we're potentially getting that move on Datadog, but this one potentially, you know, less share size and wider risk just based on how the stock looks. It's been moving around. C3AI, we talked about that. NNE, the energy name, nuclear energy name, potentially looking for a breakout and a hold above 28 for a long, he says. SoFi for a long above 1450. Ooh, I actually like that very, very much. If SoFi can hold above 1450, that could be a very easy trade, kind of like what we did on GRAB today. So watching to see if SoFi can turn the 1450 barrier into a 1450 support. Turning 1450 resistance into 1450 support will potentially, you know, give us a very easy money trade over there to keep an eye on. PAYO, I love that one over there too. $11 breakout. Look how easy sometimes trading is. You just copy other people's hard work and then you make it yours own. No, I'm not trying to steal Valkyrie's hard work. Go check him out, please. I'm gonna post his link in the chat right now. Amazing content on x.com at valkyrie.x.com. x.com/Valkyrie. Amazing content. I love looking at how he trades his positions and then learning from those executions. Thankfully, I actually didn't know he posts his watch list or he has a Substack and his own website like this. If I knew, I would have been subscribed to it a long time ago. So I'm glad that I found it today. He posted his watch list for tomorrow. So very, very similar ideas according to Coinbase and MSTR. But some of the stocks, GME. Really? We're looking at GME 28? Okay. I mean, why not? If it can get above 28, 29, I'll say 28.50. If it can get above 28.50, why not? Why not have some fun with this name over here? Insert below, GME 28.50. Insert below, Payo $11. Watching how all these names that we just found set up, filed for extension, gapped up, maybe further upside past $30 on SMCI. I guess I agree with that. You know, I was expecting 30 to have some selling opportunities, but if we start holding above 30 on SMCI, it could open up for a long ALAB breakout above 100. ALAB. I mean, that looks very good. That is basically an all-time high breakout. The stock basically held the dip lows and now it's getting ready for a move to the north side. If that one comes into play, you might want to keep an eye on this one. A recent semiconductor IPO, ALAB. ALAB 100 breakout. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You have some amazing trade setups that we just talked about. Thanks to Valkyrie for 4 of those setups. SoFi, GME, Payo, and ALAB. We talked about a bunch of other ones. Tesla, Nvidia, VRT, App, Lemonade, LMND, Futu, Walmart, Robinhood, even Grab, Coinbase, MSTR, AI, Key. So there's so many names here for us to be excited for tomorrow. There is no thing as no opportunities tomorrow. So no matter what the market does, there's tons of names over here for us to keep an eye on. Maybe, you know what? No, I'm not actually potentially keeping an eye on SMCI as close. So I'll just color SMCI on a lower tier priority. Blue priority, VRT going higher, App going higher, Lemonade going higher, Reddit potentially going lower tier priority because I don't think it breaks out tomorrow. SMCI comes down here. Walmart goes up here. Futu goes up all the way to the north side if it actually sets up as I think it will. So that one gets upgraded to purple. Keys potentially not purple. AI, VRT potentially purple. We might have to downgrade some of the purple ones to back to orange based on what they do in pre-market. LMND. Yeah, I might want to keep an eye on this in pre-market a little bit closer to see what it does. Rest ones are basically price triggers. These ones I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on to see how they respond in pre-market, what exactly they're doing in the pre-market, and then I get to see if they belong in the high priority category or a downgrade from there on. Let's go to the Econ calendar. Tomorrow we have 1 3-star event, crude oil inventory. So if you trade crude oil inventories, XOM, CVX, CL futures, potentially 1030 numbers are important for you. So keep an eye out for that. FOMC member Bowman talking at 12 o'clock, 20-year bond auction at 1 o'clock. So couple potential market moving events right there at 12 o'clock and at 1 o'clock. Governor Cook, Fed Governor Cook speaks at 11, but looks like that's only a 1-star event. Besides that, there is not too much market shaking events coming into play tomorrow, thank God. IPO calendar, I think this one we can still wait before we do the research for Pony AI Inc. because it IPOs actually on the 21st, and there is no other IPO that is interesting until then. So that is basically one more day. So wait one more day and then we can jump into that. We kind of didn't actually take a look at some of these names at all. So let me just put these names on the watch list real quick. NIO, TGT, ZIM, and TJX. Okay. So let's quickly head over to the chart, see how these are looking. NIO, if I remember correctly, the Chinese stocks, one of the ones that actually pulled back more than any of the other Chinese stocks. So NIO not looking so good over here. If you remember, I was very bullish about NIO, but now it's a very clear head and shoulders pattern coming into play over here. And if I remember correctly, head and shoulders is a downside pattern. It's a sell-off pattern, right? Or is it a reversal pattern? I can't remember. Either way, a nice head and shoulders pattern coming into play. We'll see if it fails the head and shoulders pattern, or do we get a downside all the way back into the all-time low of is that the all-time low? No, it should not be, but the 52-week low, at least, into $3.61 based off of their earnings report. Target, you've been on a nice reversal trajectory. Let's see if you stay on that path or if you get destroyed one more time. So let's see if Target can continue to stay on its nice little reversal trajectory and hold its gains from the previous earnings report, or maybe even make new gains off of the next earnings reports that it's having tomorrow pre-market. We did look at Zim for a brief moment, so this one, obviously, the higher this one goes, the more exciting it gets as shorts start getting blown out on Zim. And last but not least, TJ Maxx, TJX, nice little potential breakout over here on setting up on this name too. If we do get above the 52-week high, I'm not sure if that's the all-time high. That is the all-time high. So if we can get above that all-time high, that 52-week high at the same time, I guess it's 52-week high and all-time high at the same time. But if we can get above this little zone over here from 121 to 122 on TJX, I think there is a good, a long opportunity setting up above 122. But if we can't take out 122, there could be a little bit of a short in the pops on TJX. So that one gets upgraded instantly on the priority compared to any of the other three earnings names that we already just looked at. The NIOs, the TJTs, and the ZIMs. TJX, just because of that level, if we get that level to play with, the priority now goes from blue to maybe even purple in pre-market. Right now, we'll give it a blue priority. Purple highest, orange second highest, and blue third highest. The rest are just kind of, oh wait, these are actually high important levels too. SoFi, we'll probably see if SoFi wants to break out tomorrow in the pre-market, so that one goes into purple. However, apparently my not so good friend, what's his face, my not so good friend, fuck, what's his name, I'm drawing a blank. Jim Cramer apparently said SoFi is going to $20. So if he says that about SoFi, SoFi is probably going bankrupt. SoFi is probably going bankrupt. So if you have any SoFi bags, maybe it's time for you, my friend, to take some profits. I'm talking to myself here, but no, we promised ourselves that we're never fucking selling SoFi. We're never selling SoFi. We're not doing the same mistake with SoFi that we did with Palantir, although completely different pay structures or sorry, company structures and everything. I don't care. I'm never fucking selling SoFi, and that's the final decision. I'll let that account go to zero, but I'm never selling it. It's that simple. TJX, what's the ATR on that? 1.77. GME, what's your ATR? Usually I have a tool that does this for me, but because these are late additions to the watch list, I figure I'll just manually do these while I'm already kind of doing this and talking to you guys about random stuff. Anyways, guys, the stream has basically come to an end. Hopefully you guys found some levels and some trading opportunities. I do apologize for the lag. My internet kind of sucks absolute donkey balls, so I apologize for that lag, but hopefully you guys did find some trades, some opportunities, some levels, some ideas for tomorrow, as I for sure have found many based off of today's homework, and I'm very excited to see how these levels come into fruition tomorrow. Good luck. May the odds be forever in your favor. TraderPrad out. Over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to. Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.